And it all comes down to this. America's original March Madness will culminate today on State Championship Saturday in the state of Illinois. We are about set for what may be the best matchup this building will see the entire day. It's the Manual Rams taking on the Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame in the Class 2A State Championship. Welcome everyone inside the State Farm Center on the campus of the University of Illinois. I'm Dalton Carmine, and alongside me in the booth is Sky Gillespie. And Sky, the 1A title just wrapped up right in front of us with Chicago Marshall defeating Goreville 52-44 in what was a great game and a great atmosphere. And looking at this matchup here in the 2A game, I'm fully expecting another dogfight as both these teams attempt to etch their names into the IHSA history books.
Exactly, and you dream about this day from the moment you start playing basketball, you pick up that rock. And for tonight, it's Manual, Quincy Notre Dame, two of the best teams in the state. Quincy Notre Dame, 32-1, Peoria Manual, 24-9, but has played perhaps, quite possibly, the toughest schedule in all of 2A.
I don't think that's an exaggeration, partner. Certainly the hardest in Class 2A, maybe even the hardest in Illinois, certainly one of them. But let's start with the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders, as you said, partner. 32-1 record, only one loss the entire season, and that loss was to a team not even in the state of Illinois. It was to Helios Jefferson City, which is, of course, in Missouri. So they have built up quite the resume, started hot, and never looked back. Quite a run to the state championship, as all these teams have. You know, and coming off of last year, this is what really blows my mind about this team, this culture, and overall the school as a whole. They lost last year in the regional championship. Didn't even make it out of the regional. They got smoked by Williamsville. And to find yourself in a calendar year here, State Farm Center, playing for a title, incredible stuff from Coach Greg Altmix and company.
Exactly. I mean, he's a veteran, but he's new here at Quincy Notre Dame. But you're exactly right. The flip of the switch, these players just completely bought into what Coach Altmix was trying to get them to buy into, and just a masterclass of a coaching season thus far for Altmix. But it all comes down to the final game of Class 2A right here.
Absolutely electric, and Quincy Notre Dame's path to State Farm Center included defeating Pleasant Plains, Verdon North Mac, Roxana, Rochester, Benton, which takes us to the Super Sectionals, where they defeated, that was the Benton squad, 55-36. And in the state semifinal on Thursday, Chicago Farragut, 64-43. But a game where they didn't shoot that well, but it quite frankly didn't matter. As we will step aside for a couple moments for our welcome from our PA announcer Tim Sinclair and the national anthem.
Welcome to the 2026 IHSA Boys Basketball State Finals, presented by OSF Healthcare. As our players and coaches wish each other good luck at half court, the IHSA Board of Directors and member schools expect and promote good sportsmanship by all athletes, coaches, students, parents, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Do what's right. Thank you. It has been a great run to the finals for Quincy Notre Dame and Peoria Manual. Let's take a look back at how they got here.
Manual looking to room for fun. They find old man underneath. Brian Brown gets the first ball of this game. Looking for three. Bottom of the net for Paris Tolliver. Rack it up. That's a highlight. No doubt.
And welcome back inside the State Farm Center. So he kind of painted the picture, set the stage for Quincy Notre Dame in that regard. But let's talk the Manual Rams. As you said, a 24-9 record. That's quite a few losses for somebody that makes it this far, but played a tough schedule. And their road to Champaign to land right here included wins over Downs Tri-Valley, Bloomington Central Catholic, Port Byron, Warsaw, and then the Super Sectional, they defeated Johnsburg 75-41. In the state semifinal, we're going to bring up this game probably a lot throughout the course of the broadcast, Sky. a dogfight battle against Tolono Unity, which they won 62-57. And outside of that state semifinal game, Sky, the only game that was close in that entire run to state was the first one, a 2-point victory over Downs Tri-Valley.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of being at that game, and it was just an insane game. A lot of jaws were dropped. A lot of people were like, wow, can the hosts of their own regional, Tri-Valley, pull off the crazy upset? But a great job. Everyone stepped up for Emmanuel, and they knew that they got to come out and play tough. And since that game against Tri-Valley, a plus 112-point differential. So I think they really needed that. It was kind of a slap in the face, and they have completely fought back in.
Yeah, I think Emmanuel overall was just like, hey, that was a close game, and that wasn't very fun. You know, it was a little stressful. Let's not play that stressful game until we're playing at the State Farm Center. Lo and behold, a couple weeks later, that's exactly where they find themselves. And let's talk starting lineups, Sky. Yeah, first for Quincy Notre Dame. They are tall, lanky, athletic, and everything in between. Bo Eftink, number 2, a 6'3" senior. And next to him is TJ Togarepi, the 6'1" sophomore. He wears number 12. Their leading scorer, their leader overall, is the 6'3" senior Jace Allensworth. And then Robbie Reed, the center, at 6'5". And rounding it out is Gavin Dolman, a 6'3" senior. An incredibly talented group for Quincy Notre Dame. And let's go to Peoria Manual. They will counter with their usual 5. Neither of these teams will really go too deep off the bench. We'll maybe see 2 or 3. That's kind of the MO in Class 2A. But for Manual, it's the 5'9" guard Taj Taliver, number 2. Number 5, Reggie Postlethwaite, the 6'2" senior, coming off a 13.8 rebound performance in that semifinal win against Unity. Number 10 is Jaquan Brown, a 6'4" senior. And then Joshua Humbles, one of the leaders of this team and the leading scorer. He had 19 against Unity. Humbles wears number 22. And rounding that lineup out is Jamel Ship, standing at a whopping 6'6". Also a senior. He'll be a head above everybody else out there on the court.
Yeah, and I think there's no surprises for either side. Everyone knows what each side is going to bring. Manuel's going to come up, play up and down, physical, get in your face all day long. But this Quincy Notre Dame actually plays a very similar game. They're likely going to press the entire game. And it's just a matter of who's going to play their best game. I don't think there's going to be too many surprises for either side. I think both coaches know what to expect, and it's just a matter of who will execute. Both
coaches going with exactly what got them here, and that's teamwork, working together. You know, the entire season, postseason, regular season, even dating back to November, both these squads have gotten contributions from everybody in their starting lineup. You got to feed the hot hand. You got to go with what works. And you got to etch your name into the IHSA history books. You got this far. You don't want to leave here coming in second place as we are about ready for tip-off. Peoria Manual, Quincy Notre Dame from the State Farm Center in Champaign, and the Rams control the tip. As Humbles hands to Reggie Postlethwaite, directing traffic. Quincy Notre Dame defense guarding near half court, as here's Taj Tolliver, the only one out there whose height begins with the number 5, but he can score, he's quick, and he's a nightmare on defense. Here is Tolliver on the wing. Now swings to the other wing, now towards the corner with Reggie Postlethwaite. Swung over to Joshua Humble, stops in the lane. Now entry pass going up strong and finishing through some contact was Jamel Ship. Rams on the board first.
I think he's going to be a major key. He's the largest player on the floor for Manual. He's got to step up, and he did. Right there.
Baseline, Allensworth finishes with the right hand, and we're not at a 2.
Allensworth showing why he leads this team in points, averaging 14.8. Great start for Allensworth.
3 different starters average double-digit scoring for Quincy Notre Dame. That's Eftink, Allensworth, and Dolman. Manuel slows down the pace a bit. Here is Joshua Humbles. Near the elbow, has it ripped out of there, stolen away by Gavin Dolman. Looking up ahead, and he threw it away, but was it tipped? No, it wasn't. A turnover, ball back to the white.
And I think that's going to be key for Manual. They won a turnover battle in their semifinal game against Tolono, 19-10. So if they can win the turnover battle here, I think that'll be key into leading them to a potential state title.
So much of their play style just revolves around making the other team uncomfortable on offense, defense, every aspect of the game. Here's a dribble pull-up that is no good from Postlethwaite. A rare miss from inside the three-point arc. Pushing the pace the other way is Togarepi, who now goes into the corner to the senior Robbie Reed. Trying to go up with it was Jace Allensworth, had it swatted away. Now he gets it back, and a three from the corner is short. But there for the rebound and put back is Dolman. And QND has their first lead. Now they're going to come out in a full court press here, Sky.
It's what they've done all season long. They're going to continue to do it. And just offensive rebounds, that's huge. You've got to box out if you're Manual.
They'll take a good amount of outside shots. Quincy Notre Dame, they were cold in the last game, though, against Chicago Farragut. They were 0 for 11 from the three-point arc, so crashing the offensive boards and getting easy looks like that, you're absolutely right. It's going to be key. A three on the other end is good. Jaquan Brown into the scoring column from downtown.
Brown, the senior, he's played in big games like this, and they're going to need leadership like him from Brown to step up.
Being hounded near the top of the key is Robbie Reed, has to find help, and Allensworth, who's going to drive to the lane, spin move, wild shot. It touches every part of the rim and falls through, and Allensworth has an early 4. Manual the other way, an open corner 3, they leave Brown open, that one short. This place would have exploded, and TJ Togarepi has it poked away from by Tolliver from behind him. Bodies hit the floor, jump ball, and let's hope everyone's all right.
Looked like TJ Togarepi and Jaquan Brown might have bumped heads right there. Hopefully everyone's okay, and football scrum right there here at March Madness.
That's right. And it will be a jump ball, and the possession arrow points in favor of Quincy. So it'll be the 6'5" Robbie Reed to inbound.
Jaquan Brown, after getting banged up right there, hitting his head, he's going to take a quick break, and checking in is Rico Booker.
Booker, the first one off the bench for the Rams, basically in every single game. As here's Allensworth, finds Dolman. He wants the lane, and he's fouled going up. Tried to shoot a floater and got hit on the arm. And it's going to be Joshua Humbles committing the first foul of the ball game.
I know there's a lot of keys to this game, but I believe perhaps the most important one is who can be the more physical team, who can out-physical the other. And so far, it's pretty even.
Dead even indeed. A 7-5 lead as the first free throw is good from Gavin Dolman. He's got an early 3 points. Dolman takes a deep breath and fires the second free throw, and it's just as good as the first. 9-5 QND. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And stepping in is Postlethwaite. Now Tolliver, dribble pull up from the free throw line, missed it right. And the rebound lost by the Raiders. Grabbing it is Rico Booker, a strong take on the right side. And Rico Booker off the bench has his first 2.
So important for Coach Marvin Jordan to have guys like that to step up off the bench.
Ball loose and corralled by the Raiders. It was Robbie Reed missing a contested layup, and we have another jump ball. This one will head the Rams' direction.
And, I mean, we really can't blink. The action is so fast-paced. It's up and down. If you blink, you're going to miss a fast break. And, wow, the pace of this is just really fun to watch so far.
A lot of different aspects of the game coming into play early is another full-court press as it's Bo Efting picking up Reggie Postlethwaite at full court. Now the Raiders sag off a little bit with Togarepi guarding Taj Tolliver. Here's Postlethwaite, right elbow. Passes it to the lane. Humbles finds Postlethwaite again.
And this is a rare set for Manual.
This is about the slowest the game has gone thus far. Tolliver thought about a 3, now drives right, dribble pull up, missed that one right, might have been tipped. And then the last touch by the Rams. Ball back to the Raiders with an 8-7 lead.
Really good defense right there. We know that Tolliver can get his own, but forcing him to take a deep 2 off the dribble like that, that's a win right there for the Raiders.
The idea there for the Raiders, I think, is, don't let them get into the paint, and definitely don't let the shortest one out there get into the paint. But Tolliver, so quick, so good with the ball, he's probably going to get there anyway at some point in this game. Raiders with possession. Pass on the baseline is turned over, stolen away by Postlethwaite. He wants to push the pace. It's a 3-on-2, and a wide open layup is converted by Jaquan Brown. Manual leads 9-8 with 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Now F-Tink patrolling traffic and is nearly stolen away. Tipped out of there by Jaquan Brown, making his presence known on both ends of the basketball court. And the Rams faithful fired up after that short run. They lead this one 9-8 at our first TV timeout. Everybody's just take a breath. Everyone step back. We have seen quite a few different things happen in this basketball game, but what an entertaining brand of basketball it's been.
Yeah, and both teams so far shooting over 50%. 50% for Manual and 60% for Quincy Notre Dame. So far, Gavin Dolman with 4, Jace Allensworth with 4 as well. And then Jaquan Brown leads the way for the Rams at 5.
We mentioned, for Quincy Notre Dame, they did struggle from the field in that semifinal game. 0 for 11 from downtown and 12 for 26 from the free throw line in their semifinal win over Farragut. Straight up, it didn't matter. Crumble it up, throw it in the garbage can because they won that game 64-45, and they're playing today for a state championship, and the shooting much, much hotter to start.
Yeah, and I got to see this Quincy Notre Dame team at the State Farm Holiday Classic. I got to announce one of their games and do PA for one of their games as well amidst their undefeated run at the time. And wow, at the time, not a lot of people knew what this Quincy Notre Dame team had because like we talked about last year, they didn't even win a regional title, and now they're playing for a state title. So.
You had no clue. I mean, you probably knew that they were going to be a solid team. Who knew that they'd go undefeated playing against competition in the state of Illinois? Their only loss to a team from Missouri. I mean, hats off to Coach Greg Altmix, who's just in his second year at the helm of this program. Coached at high school in Missouri for a little bit and coached Liberty High School in Illinois for a long time as well. Now a 48-12 record overall, leading this Raiders program. First TV timeout is over. It's a 9-8 lead for Manual. QND has the basketball with Bo F-Tink being hounded by Postlethwaite. Nearly turned it over, but Dolman corrals it, looking for some help. This up in your grill, in your face, push you back defense. An issue on this possession. Into the paint, Togarepi with the left hand. He was able to draw a foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. A chance to put the Raiders back on top.
And I really think the Raiders need to have Togarepi bring up the ball. He's the floor general for this team. He leads the team in assists. He's so cool, calm, and collected. Good things happen when number 12 has the rock.
And the lefty sinks his first free throw to tie us at 9. And coming back in is J-Mel Ship into the game, and he'll give Joshua Humbles a quick breather for the Rams. The second free throw up and good. So 4 for 4 from the charity stripe are the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders in the early going. 3:17 to go in the first quarter, and QND leads it 10-9. Back and forth we go in our first quarter. Rico Booker back into the game.
Sully Walker checked in for the first time as well for Quincy Notre Dame.
Getting a little taste of the bench for both sides. Booker needs to inbound the ball, and he didn't. It's going to be a 5-second call and a turnover.
And you got to wonder how many of those the Raiders have forced this season because they're used to pressuring all game long, and I wonder how many 5-second calls they've forced with that list.
Got to be double digits, I would think. There's Allensworth using the big body, couldn't finish with the left hand, and a team rebound by the Rams. Give it to Tolliver. Tolliver, eyes up. Hezzy move with Togarepi on him. Man, this is going to be a fun matchup to follow all the way throughout the course of this game. Togarepi gets screened, and a beautiful pick and roll. J-Mel Ship finishes with the right hand. And that's 4 for Ship. A pick and roll run to the likes of Malone and Stockton on that one.
We've seen a lot of off-ball screens right there, but finally an on-ball screen, it pays out.
Here's a long 2 that is short from Gavin Dolman. And now multiple players on the floor. We'll have our third jump ball of the game. Notre Dame keeps possession.
It's going to be important to see who wins those 50-50 balls, and so far both teams diving for the loose ball. They know that this is their last high school game of the season, and for the seniors, the last time they'll ever wear this uniform.
Inbounding is Togarepi. It's 11-10 Manual. The pass nearly stolen but collected by Robbie Reed, who missed it. Now looking up ahead, Tolliver, a beautiful outlet pass, and the layup by Jaquan Brown. Now the other way comes Quincy Notre Dame. They're not wasting any time, and a turnover again. A 4-on-2 for Manuel. Postlethwaite carried before he put up the layup. Rather a travel, but perhaps a costly turnover, as that almost for sure would have been 2 for the Rams.
Exactly, looked like a free two-pointer from Manuel, but at the end of the day, Quincy Notre Dame turns it over. No harm, no foul. They got pretty lucky. They got bailed out right there.
I think Postlethwaite was just thinking, I could take this myself, but there's so many of my teammates around me. Maybe I should pass it, and it's not going to matter. Immediately turnover on the inbound.
3 straight turnovers for the Raiders.
Brown finds Postlethwaite, swung into the corner. Here's Tolliver. Tried the entry pass. It's poked away. Neither team wants the basketball. A ping-pong match of turnovers. They took Reppy into the corner. Corner 3 is money from Gavin Dolman. The first triple will fall for Quincy Notre Dame, and we're knotted at 13, under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Punch, counter punch.
And the entire state tournament as well, that's their first three-pointer to fall.
That's
Crazy
exactly right. Did not think I'd be saying that. As here's Jaquan Brown, the spin move. It is a double dribble as he lost the handle for a minute on the spin move and is going to get whistled. So yet another turnover.
Gonna paint the picture for you folks listening in. He tried to spin, but the ball got caught up against his rib cage. His hand caught the ball right there, and just a little bit of a double dribble action right there.
5 turnovers for Manuel, 4 for Quincy Notre Dame. It's just the first quarter. Top of the key, here's Dolman. This Manuel defense just not letting up. They are really not giving any space or breathing room. But here's another turnover. Manuel now the other way. Jaquan Brown pushing the pace, and he's got another layup. 9 points for Jaquan Brown. He's got 9 of Manuel's 15, and they lead by 2. Togarepi with Tolliver on him. He's got to try to slow this game down and hold on to the basketball. That one poked out. Postlethwaite got too much of Solly Walker's arm, though, and it's going to be a foul on Postlethwaite.
And when you talk to Coach Marvin Jordan of the Rams, you ask what his team's identity is. He says it's pretty simple. We're the running Rams of Peoria Manuel, and they're really showing that.
Forcing a ton of turnovers, as there's almost one there, and they're getting out in transition. That's how Jaquan Brown's gotten 5 of his 9 points. Transition layups. Postlethwaite pushing F-Tink towards half court, has to give to Allensworth, top of the key. Here's Jace Allensworth, a 6'3" senior. Good hezzy move. An uncontested layup for Allensworth knots us at 15. Manuel now with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter will presumably hold for the last shot. Coming up and pressuring a bit is Bo F-Tink, some number two action. F-Tink on Tolliver. And Tolliver's content with dribbling this one out. Now 10 seconds left. Manuel's got to put something in motion. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5. Tolliver's still got it. Spin move into the lane. Here's a wing 3 from Booker. It's short, and the rebound won't matter as time expires. Back and forth we go in the 2A state championship game from Champaign. 15-15 your score between Manuel and Quincy Notre Dame. We'll step aside for a quick break on Clutch Sports Media.
Game day in my house is everything. I get out of class, I grab my gear, and get to the game because I can't wait. And my dad, he does the same thing. He's an official here in Illinois. He makes the tough calls, stays cool under pressure, and knows ball like nobody else. I want to be just like him. You can too. Sign up at highschoolofficials.com.
And welcome back to the Class Straight 2A Class 2A state championship game is. We are deadlocked at 15, about as even of a first quarter as you can imagine, but the storyline quickly for both teams is becoming the turnovers, Sky.
You're exactly right. 5 for
each,
Notre
I
Dame,
believe.
and 5 for Manual as well. But I am really shocked so far. Manual, through just 8 minutes of play, already has 6 assists. They are sharing the ball super well.
Getting out in transition and using their speed. You really won't find a faster team in the state of Illinois than Manual. I think they realize, hey, if we're going to force this many turnovers on one end, we're going to get out in transition and use that speed to our advantage. And Jaquan Brown leads the way for Manual. He's got 9 points on 4 for 5 from the field. And leading the way for Quincy Notre Dame is Gavin Dolman, who's got 7, and closely followed by Jace Allensworth, who got 6. So a pair of senior forwards have been getting it done on the inside for Quincy Notre Dame.
It's pretty crazy that those two are the ones to step up. Gavin Dolman, he's committed to Illinois State University. That's pretty cool, but it's for golf. And then you look at Jace Allensworth, wide receiver commit for Western Illinois, so just a ton of athletes here.
A long contested 3 missed everything from Jaquan Brown, and it'll head the Raiders' way as we're underway in our second quarter. Rico Booker about to check back in for Jaquan Brown.
I think that was a little bit of a heat check right there after a really good start, scoring 9 of the team's 15 to start the game.
And Jaquan Brown's on pace for 36 points, which would be pretty good in a state title game, if you ask me. Togarepi being picked up at 3/4 court by Taj Tolliver, nearly lost it. And Rowan Stegeman is into the game as there's a foul on the inside. And 2 shots heading the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders' way, but I said Rowan Stegeman, the 6'1" forward, sophomore, checking in for QND. Bo Eftink drove to the lane and got fouled, so Eftink will head to the free throw line and hit the first to put QND back on top, 16-15, just underway in our second quarter.
You really got to think Coach Altmix preached how important that free throws will be in this game after struggling. I know they won the game handily in their first game of the semis as he hits the second one.
Both free throws good for Eftink, and 6 for 6 from the free throw line is Quincy Notre Dame. Tolliver now with it. Postlethwaite yet to get in the scoring column after having 13 points in their semifinal win on Thursday. Here's Tolliver, Postlethwaite. They switched to Robbie Reed, the 6'5" senior Robbie Reed, onto Postlethwaite for the time being. Tolliver drives hard left, drive kick, now Postlethwaite on the wing. Great defense on this possession from QND, and the fans are loving it. They're kind of a switch everything man. You could do that when you have that size and length. Now all the way into the paint. Humbles lost it, but is able to keep it to a teammate. Rico Booker drives in, and he has a foul. He is fouled, I believe, on the floor. Yeah, it'll be TJ Togarepi, too much on the body. The foul will go on the floor, so an under the basket inbound for Manual. Reggie Postlethwaite will do the inbounding.
Oh, no.
And the ball lost. It's going to bounce out of bounds as Joshua Humbles just lost the handle on it. Turnover number 6 for the Rams. Quincy Notre Dame's got the basketball now.
It's kind of like in football when you don't watch the ball go into your hands, you just start looking upfield, and that's kind of what happened right there. Tough
Humbles,
turnover.
A very, very rare mistake for one of the senior leaders of this team. Humbles also in the conversation for valedictorian of Manual High School. His GPA hovers around 4.5. And driving to the lane and getting fouled is Stegman off the bench. So Stegman to the free throw line.
Foul on the Rams, number 10, Jaquan Brown, his first, team second.
I think we got to take a moment to shout out the drip on the bench for the Rams. They come out, they always have great camaraderie on the bench, and I think it all starts, you know, when you got drip from your coaching staff. I think that just adds a little bit of swagger to the
Right,
Rams.
I mean, then the players are like, well, my coach looks like that. I can't show up, you know, look at my worst. And both free throws no good from Stegman, but Quincy gets the offensive rebound. Here's Eftink. Now Togarepi thought about a 3. Stegeman gets it back, wants some revenge after missing those 2 free throws. And a corner 3 is missed. Putback is not there. Postlethwaite now the other way. And needs some help after being double teamed. And here's Brown, a beautiful drop down pass. The Humbles lost the handle on it. Postlethwaite corrals it with Togarepi on it. Postlethwaite just bullies his way to the rim and finishes with the left hand. And Postlethwaite into the scoring column now. Postlethwaite said, I don't need to mess around with anything else when I'm this good and this strong. Put his head down and got to the rim. And on the same exact thing, Rowan Stegeman puts that one up and in for his first 2.
Stegeman missed the 2 free throws, gets a bucket, makes up for it.
Here's Taj Tolliver, F-Tink on him. Now the corner, Postlethwaite. Top of the key, Taj Tolliver. The Rams look to run a set, sending Postlethwaite along the baseline. Here's Jamel Shipp, strong into the paint. Now he needs to find help. Got to get out of the lane, too. See, Notre Dame, the defense on this possession and a couple of the possessions in this second quarter has been really solid.
You're right. They've only allowed 2 points, and we're just shy of 3 minutes into this quarter.
Lob inside to Brown, and he traveled before going up with the layup. So another turnover, ball back to the Raiders.
You can tell Brown's very frustrated with the start to the second quarter. He had his way with 9 in the first, but he's made some mistakes, taking some rough shots to start the quarter. He's got to get back going.
Allensworth inbounding. Now he gets the ball back from Solly Walker. A lot of guys can bring up the basketball for Quincy Notre Dame. And driving right with a little bit of space. Dribble pull up, and he banked it in. Jace Allensworth with 8 points here in the second quarter. And that one's taken away by F-Tink on the other end. Bo F-Tink looks ahead to Allensworth. Now on the baseline, Dolman nearly threw it away. Allensworth also almost threw it away, but Quincy Notre Dame slows it down now and keeps possession. Now a lob inside, having the size advantage and an easy bucket for Allensworth. He's the first one in double digits.
When I saw that ball come out of the hands of Dolman, I was like, that ball is going to hit one of the cheerleaders on the baseline, but what a great catch and an even better finish by Allensworth.
Biggest lead of the game as Coach Marvin Jordan comes out to nearly half courts to call the timeout. The biggest lead of the game at 6 for Quincy Notre Dame.
That's just an 8-2 run to start this quarter. What a way to respond if you're Quincy Notre Dame. Sometimes it takes some time to feel out your opponent, to understand how physical the game's going to be. And you really got to give props to these Raiders and how they came out in the second.
They stopped turning the ball over and they started getting the ball inside. You know, in terms of size advantage, there really isn't a size advantage on either end. You know, both all the forwards and centers, you know, Robbie Reed's 6'5", Jamel Shipp is 6'6". Everyone else is, as you know, a little bit shorter than that, but hovering around the 6'2", 6'3" range. So for Quincy Notre Dame to realize, even though we may not have a total height advantage, we can still pound the ball inside and use our strength. Great call by Coach Greg Altmix and even better execution by the players on the hardwood.
Exactly. 0 turnovers in this second quarter for Quincy Notre Dame. Look over to Manual. They have 3 in this quarter. They're up to 8 total on the game. But what I think is causing fits for Manual is the help side defense from Quincy Notre Dame. Anytime anybody drives, it seems like there's 2 to 3 different Raiders with their hands up, crashing in, going after the ball. And it's causing turnovers. It's causing double dribbles. It's causing travels, carries, what have you. It's something that Manual's got to improve on.
It's been tough sledding for the Manual offense in this second quarter. As you said, just 2 points. Well, they can fix it, and they can go fast. Coach Marvin Jordan wisely taking that timeout.
Good timeout.
Very good timeout. He's a 2010 graduate of Manual High School and played 4 years of college ball, winning some awards at Division I Niagara. So he knows what it takes to win. So does this guy right here. Joshua Humbles, a baseline jumper is good for 2.
And so far we've seen Postlethwaite and Humbles, 2 of the best scorers on this team. They're finally hitting their first bucket. Maybe that'll spark something.
F-Tink standing on the eye here in the State Farm Center, guarded. And now tossed down baseline into the paint and getting, no, it's going to be a travel. So first turnover of the second quarter for Quincy Notre Dame, and the Rams take over possession, a chance to cut into this 4-point deficit.
And we haven't talked about it yet, but head coach Altix over there for the Raiders, he's a graduate from Illinois, so it's got to be really cool for him to be on the sidelines coaching here.
He's somewhat familiar with this campus, I would imagine. Driving baseline, missing the layup, Postlethwaite. And who was that off of? It was off of Quincy Notre Dame. Checking back into the game now is TJ Togarepi for the Raiders. He'll replace Solly Walker. 3:39 to go in the second quarter. 23-19, Quincy leads Peoria Manual. Postlethwaite inbounds to Brown. He goes up with the right hand and rattles it home. A jump hook from Brown, and he's got 11 to lead all scorers. You just never know where it's coming from Manual, but it's been Jaquan Brown's day today, at least here in the early going. Now beating his man off the dribble but missing the layup is Quincy Notre Dame, and the rebound to Brown. He slows it down. Postlethwaite looks ahead, humbles. He likes that matchup, takes it all the way in, and is fouled. It's a block. Is it going to be on the floor?
Foul's going to be on the floor. They're going to inbounds, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing for Emmanuel. The gang rebounding, not just one guy going for the boards. It's everyone.
That's a surefire way to lose a game, is giving up offensive rebound after offensive rebound. If everyone's crashing and you can still have the speed to get out and transition, it's a recipe for success. There's Tolliver now gives to Postlethwaite. Tolliver gets it back on the wing. Jab step, getting a screen from Jaquan Brown. And Tolliver still dribbling, not doing much. Now he's going to do a lot. Drives all the way in, and it's going to roll in. Count the basket, and one. Took the contact on the body, threw it up towards the rim. It touched every part of the rim, and it fell through.
And I was just about to say, before that possession, that Taj Tolliver, the lone starter for this team, to not have a basket fall. And it's got to be tough because you're the floor general, but at the same time, you want to get going. You want to score yourself. It's a state title as he knocks in the free throw. The three-point play.
Tolliver's got his first three. Now breaking the press beautifully is Quincy Notre Dame, but Postlethwaite comes from out of nowhere to swat that basketball like a volleyball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if State Farm Center hosts the volleyball
They do not.
state title, but you'd think so after that massive swat.
Postlethwaite from out of nowhere. Dolman thought he had a wide open layup after QND broke the press. Postlethwaite said, not so fast. Rams lead by one now, 24-23. 2.5 to go in the second quarter, and Togarepi traveled.
And I think he's lucky that they called that a travel because it could have gone either way. He threw the ball into no man's land. That was going to be a turnover, fast break for Manuel. Instead, Manuel does get the ball, but they have to inbound it.
Certainly not the worst turnover of the day. Manuel up 1, 2:20 to go in the first half. Here's Tolliver. And now Humbles finds Tolliver again with F-Tink on him. Manuel in no rush.
Which is rare.
Very rare. Tolliver just dribbling out in the eye. Gets a double screen now. Here's a set for Manuel. Brown thought about a three. Now spin move in the lane. Has to find a teammate. And on the backdoor cut, it's Humbles who finishes on the low block. 4 for Humbles now. And Manuel leads by 3. Here's Robbie Reed for the Raiders. Tried to hand it off to F-Tink. It's tapped out and last touched by F-Tink.
And just going back to that beautiful backdoor cut, that's so important. Good offensives, they move without the ball. They saw that, I believe that was Jaquan Brown who was in danger, and they created an opening for him, and Humbles, great finish.
Yeah, and Humbles, he doesn't stand at the top of the key and demands, his teammate to make a tough shot. He's like, I'm going to make it happen myself. Backdoor cut, didn't have a ton of space, but knows that his teammate can make the pass, which he did, and Humbles shoots the layup and scores it. 26-23, Tolliver. Now a ton of pressure applied by Bo F-Tink near the eye at half court. Tolliver doing a lot of dribbling here in the second quarter. 1:10 to go now. Rams send a couple guys in motion. Tolliver just showing off the handles there at midcourt.
I wouldn't want to be in this. I wouldn't want to be F-Tink right now trying to stop that.
F-Tink hits the deck. I think he tripped over himself. Now QED is going to bring a double team. Rico Booker thought about pulling it, thought about passing it down low. Instead finds Humbles again near half court. 48 seconds to go in the first half. Humbles.
They're going to hold for one.
It's just keep away. Yeah, I didn't think they would, partner, but that seems to be what they're going to do with the 26-23 lead.
They're on a 9-0 run, too.
That's exactly right. It's dead even in the first half, and then the second half an 8-2 run by Quincy Notre Dame, followed by a 9-0 run by Manual. Manual leads by 3, just playing keep away. It's what they've been doing the last minute and a half, roughly.
It's getting loud in here. 26-23, 10 seconds left. Manual leads.
Tolliver into the paint, now post away. Now 8 seconds. Now the Rams have got to go. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Tolliver is going to launch a contested 3. In and out. Rebound Reed, who couldn't get a shot off. The Rams chew out the rest of the clock and will head to the halftime locker room, leading this one 26-23. Just about as even as we imagined, Sky. As I said, 15-15 was the score at the end of that first quarter, and then it looked like Quincy Notre Dame, looked like Notre Dame had the game in the palm of their hand. You know, they found something that worked, pounded it inside, got some easy buckets, went on that 8-2 run, wanted to take control for the rest of the quarter, but Coach Marvin Jordan fired his boys up at that timeout, near the media timeout, got them going, and followed it with a 9-0 run, which is how the second quarter ended, in Emmanuel 26-23 lead.
Yeah, and basketball is a game of runs. We're seeing it right here firsthand on Clutch Sports Media. What a game, what a 2A state title game. I couldn't be happier to be here. I mean, the crowd's fired up, I'm fired up. I'm super stoked for the second half.
Everyone fired up, and everyone can take a breath and take a little break, and we'll do the same on the other side of the break. Sky and I will come back and recap more of that first half, give you some stats and what we expect from the second half. It's Class 2A State Championship. Manual leads Quincy Notre Dame 26-23 at halftime. Don't go anywhere.
The last class of the day for my student athletes isn't English, science, or math. It's school sports, where the #1 priority is teaching, just like every other classroom. As their coach, I help them grow as leaders and become better people, preparing them for the game and, more importantly, for life. That's why the best wins are the lessons they learn, which will impact them long after their playing days are over. Encourage your student to participate in school sports.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Game day in my house is everything. I get out of class, I grab my gear, and get to the game because I can't wait. And my dad, he does the same thing. He's an official here in Illinois. He makes the tough calls, stays cool under pressure, and knows ball like nobody else. I want to be just like him. You can too. Sign up at highschoolofficials.com.
And welcome back inside the State Farm Center on the campus of the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. Class 2A state championship has hit halftime and sees Peoria Manual eyeing their 6th state championship. Leads Quincy Notre Dame 26-23, and Dalton Carmine and Sky Gillespie with you from the booth. And Sky, let's talk some numbers, and we'll start with the winners, or the team winning right now at least. Peoria Manual, I mean, what did you expect? It's a balanced scoring attack. Tolliver with 3, Postlewaite's just got 2, Rico Booker 2 off the bench, Joshua Humbles 4, J-Mel Ship 4, all of his coming from inside the paint. But the leader, I can't say I was expecting this, Jaquan Brown with 11.
Yeah, I mean, that's just so hard to scout against because each game somebody else can step up, and I believe every single player that's touched the floor for the Rams is in the scoring column. I believe they played 6 guys, and all of them have at least 2 points, have a bucket. So really good, balanced scoring effort. But as we mentioned, Jaquan Brown at the head of the horse to start.
You just have no idea where it's coming from, and as you said, partner, makes it really, really difficult to scout Coach Marvin Jordan's Manual Rams. When you look at, let's talk more about Jaquan Brown, a 6'4" senior. He was the 4th leading scorer in their tight semifinal win over Tolono Unity. And he comes off, or doesn't come off the bench, he's a starter, but he comes up and scores 11 in the first half of the state title game. So a lot of the conversation in the locker room of Quincy Notre Dame has got to be, how do we slow down this offense? Because when they get going, man, do they get going.
And it's kind of interesting to think about because we saw in the final just about 2 minutes or so, Peoria Manual with a 26-23 lead. They just melt the clock, and they have the power. If they can extend this lead, there's nothing stopping them from just melting this entire game out.
Right, I mean, no shot clock in IHSA basketball yet. It's probably in the works and coming here in the coming years. But yeah, I would say, especially if Manual can extend this lead to, 8, 9, 10 or more, they are really going to slow the pace down, which probably drives Coach Jordan crazy, but there's a state title on the line. You do whatever you need to do to win. Let's talk Quincy Notre Dame scoring. Bo Eftink, their point guard, just has 2. And TJ Togarepi has done a lot of facilitating with the ball at the top of the key. He's also just got 2 points. Jace Allensworth, 5 for 7 from the field. He leads Quincy Notre Dame with 10 points. Robbie Reed, their 6'5" center, no points yet. And Gavin Dolman, big number 30 for Quincy Notre Dame, has got 7. No points off the bench yet. Or pardon me, they do have points off the bench from Stegman, hit a layup inside, but probably what do you think overall kind of the message is in that Quincy Notre Dame locker room? Obviously it's how do we slow down the Manual Rams offense, but what else is Coach Altnick saying to his squad right now?
I think most importantly is not necessarily how do you slow down their offense, is how do you slow down yourselves. I think Peoria Manual, which it's easier said than done, but they've been doing this honestly, this is how Peoria Manual does things. It's
Forever.
Their tradition. It's to speed the other team up, and they're really doing a great job of speeding Quincy Notre Dame up as well. 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers on both sides, but it seems that, it's kind of crazy to say, but it seems that these 8 turnovers for Quincy Notre Dame have been more costly.
Just kind of a feel thing. It's some fantastic points there, partner. I mean, how often do we see it? Teams get ahead of themselves in state championship games. They start thinking ahead. They start not playing their brand of basketball. I saw it in the Class 1A game. Goreville had Chicago Marshall dead in the rights. I mean, it was all Goreville, and they just totally lost it. Started losing the handle on the basketball, making passes that they shouldn't make, and lost the lead. Chicago Marshall ended up winning that one 52-44. Later on in the day in this building, Class 3A is another phenomenal matchup. Deerfield taking on the favorites East St. Louis, and then in 4A, it will be Lyle Bennett Academy, a powerhouse in Class 4A, taking on Chicago Marist. We'll step aside for just a couple more minutes and bring you the second half of the Class 2A state championship from the State Farm Center in Champaign. Manual again leads Quincy Notre Dame 26-23. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming up.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
The last class of the day for my student athletes isn't English, science, or math. It's school sports, where the #1 priority is teaching, just like every other classroom. As their coach, I help them grow as leaders and become better people, preparing them for the game and, more importantly, for life. That's why the best wins are the lessons they learn, which will impact them long after their playing days are over. Encourage your student to participate in school sports.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Second half, just about ready to get underway. 90 seconds left on the halftime timer. And what's been a phenomenal game. Manual 26, Quincy Notre Dame 23. Back and forth we go. A game of physicality, a game of runs, a game of forcing a lot of turnovers. I am very intrigued to see the halftime adjustments made in both locker rooms.
And what's really crazy to me is that these two teams have some of the best defenses in the entire state, but Manual shooting 60% from the field. Quincy Notre Dame, 8 for 16. They're at 50%, so the offense is working when they can get their shots up. But when they can't, usually it's turnovers. There hasn't been a ton of bad shots thus far.
I think you just got to take a couple extra seconds on offense for both these squads. That sounds crazy to say because they can both play so fast, but we've seen, I'd say specifically for Quincy, when they slow down, they pull their guys out of the paint and just get downhill and find some help in the paint if need be. They're getting open looks. As you said, the open looks are there. Let's talk a little bit. We've alluded to it a couple times throughout the rest of the broadcast, but in terms of history, and we'll talk about it, at the end of this game for sure, Peoria Manual, you'll be hard-pressed to find a better basketball program. They've got 5 state title championships, and they have their eyes set on a 6th here. Complete opposite for Quincy Notre Dame. No state titles, no championships in boys basketball. But haven't even made it this far. Haven't made the Final Four since 2004. So 22 years for them. So both sides of the spectrum in that regard.
Second half just about to tip off. It's going to be Quincy Notre Dame inbounding the ball against this astounding defense, this really tough physical defense from the Rams.
26-23 Manual. We are underway in our second half. Entry pass into Dolman. Quincy Notre Dame's got the ball. Jace Allensworth kicks to the corner, and the corner three in and out from F-Tank. Rebound Humbles. He wants to push the pace. Shocker. Postal Weight gives back to Humbles. Now they slow it down. And here is the shortest guy on the floor. Taj Tolliver has the tallest guy on the floor. Read on him and nearly threw it away. It'll stay with Manual.
That was a shot. He got his shot blocked. That's funny.
right. That's right. Yeah.
You're alluding to the height difference, and just a second later.
Couldn't tell from where I was sitting if he was trying to go up with it or pass it. And a jump ball off the inbound.
That's a 4th jump ball of the game. We had a bunch to start, and we haven't seen many since.
I think 3 in the first quarter, and that's our first one since. Postlethwaite to inbound, 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Postlethwaite will find Tolliver top of the key. Tolliver, for as much as we've called his name, only got 3 points. Doesn't really matter, though. He's got a rebound and 4 assists as the primary ball handler there for Manual. He's got it now. Here's Postlethwaite. Got to get him to do some more scoring. I'm sure he's only got 2. Tolliver swings around, gets an off-ball screen, gets the ball back. Now into the paint. Now Humbles using that low shoulder. Physical take. But the jumper is no good in the rebound. To Jace Allensworth. Now Togarepi. Also got to get him going. Allensworth now drives hard left. Missed it with the left hand. Rebound tapped out by the Rams, corralled by Humbles. Now he's being pressed by Togarepi at full court, but finds some help in Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite with Allensworth on him and too much contact.
I really liked that jumper, the mid-range jumper by Humbles that we just saw that was missed, and then I really like that take as well from Allensworth. 2 buckets, 2 good shots, both did not fall.
Just the first foul on Jace Allensworth. You know, if foul trouble was a storyline, if it became a thing, it could be a nightmare for both these teams because they don't go too deep off the bench. And a beautiful job by Quincy Notre Dame stripping away the ball carrier, and that was last touched by a Ram, so the Raiders get it back.
It's incredibly impressive with how physical both sides are that they don't foul more often. It's just
exactly what I was thinking.
Really impressive.
And Allensworth lost it as Q&D tried to break the press. Looking up ahead, Manuel nearly turned it back over. Jaquan Brown, beautiful drop down pass to Tolliver, who finishes the layup.
We're in a 1-2-2 3-quarter court press. That's the first time we've seen a non-man-to-man defense.
That's right, from either side. Here's Reed, a cross-court pass. Togarepi tried to go in on Tolliver. Contested corner 3 is short from Allensworth, and Tolliver comes out of there with the rebound. Looks up to Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite has Ship cutting to the lane, but it's going to be tipped and stolen away by the Raiders. Now they have a 3-on-2 the other way. Dolman, beautiful over-the-head pass. Reed missed the layup. Back and forth we go. Postlethwaite gets past 2 defenders himself. Tolliver, lob inside. Brown being double-teamed. Ball's loose. Brown gets it back, and we have a foul. No, we have a timeout. Probably wisely called by Coach Marvin Jordan.
Saw a little bit of chaoticness and franticness, but I want to talk a little bit about Taj Tolliver. We have mentioned his name a lot. He's the floor general just with 5 points, but talking with Coach Marvin Jordan, he described Taj Tolliver as an extension of himself on the court. So that is just so important. You got guys like Humbles and Postlethwaite who have that state title experience, but Taj Tolliver is pretty much just another Marvin Jordan out there on the floor. You can't put a price tag on that.
Combine that with the leadership of Humbles, Jamel Ship, and Jaquan Brown in his own right. All the seniors on this team, the leadership is not a question for this Manual Rams squad, and it really helps out in situations like this, in a close game with the state title on the line. Also, when they were down, they were down 8 points in that third quarter against Tolono Unity in the state semifinal, came back and won. Down big to Richwoods earlier this year, came back and won that. Richwoods, a team that nearly made it here in Class 4A, but were knocked off by Marist in the Supers. Here's Tolliver again patrolling traffic with 5.5 to go in the third quarter, and one! He found Humbles on the baseline, and he got hit on the arm and finished right through it.
What a beautiful set right there coming out of that timeout. We talked about how good that timeout was because that possession was going nowhere, and that's just great coaching. Instead of a possession that goes nowhere, maybe a missed shot, a turnover, you call a timeout, come out with a great set, easy bucket.
And the free throw is up and good. So Humbles converts the three-point play to give Manual their biggest lead of the game at 7. Still pressing three-quarters court, trying to find Togarepi down low, but intercepted by Humbles. And now Tolliver, pass inside Brown, thought about the hook shot, now he goes up with it, and he's got it and one! back-to-back and ones for Peoria Manual, and they are feeling it.
Everyone dressed in orange and black is on their feet, fired up, streaming. What a way to come out this second half. They are on a 7-0 run.
And Coach Altmix has seen enough. He wants a timeout. He's not happy with how this third quarter has gone. And the first double-digit lead for either side. This is the biggest lead for either side, 33-23. Peoria Manual has the lead. There's still 5 minutes to go in this third quarter and an entire fourth quarter. Momentum has flipped from one side to the other the entire game, but this is the most it's been in either direction, Sky.
And I talked about it earlier. I'm going to bring it up again. 11 assists in this game so far for Manual. They're just sharing the rock. At times, it seems like the ball doesn't even touch the ground. People are just feeding one another. It doesn't matter who scores. They're just sharing the rock, and guys are executing. They're shooting 15 for 25 this game.
The decision-making in this quarter has been phenomenal. Manual, as you said, unless it's a set play, which they do sometimes, they're really not holding onto the ball for more than 2 seconds, I would say. They're looking up, getting it ahead, because their first thought whenever they pull down a rebound or give up a basket is how do we get this ball in that hoop as fast as possible?
A lot of people looked at this team this year and said, what are they going to do without Dietrich Richardson? Well, they're playing for a state title game, and
Coach Marvin Jordan and company said, watch us. This is exactly what they're going to do. As Jaquan Brown has a chance to put Manual up 11 if he can convert, and he cannot. The rebound pulled down by Dolman.
33-23. Raiders looking for their first bucket this half.
Ice cold to start the second half, and Bo Eftink is going to change that. His fourth point. The senior Bo Eftink sitting at 6'3", one of the bigger guards you'll see. 25-33 Manual now. Tolliver standing on the eye that matches the trims of his jerseys, as Manual's in their white jerseys. Quincy Notre Dame in their blue with the gold trimmings. Here's Tolliver. Postlethwaite. Manual slowing down the pace. We said that they would do this if they got a double-digit lead. The lead not double digits now, but it is at 8. Postlethwaite now. Eftink on him. Eftink went for the ball. Maybe got away with the foul. Postlethwaite cuts right through it. And he finds his man down to the low block. Jaquan Brown. Phenomenal job by Postlethwaite. It is Pie Day, and he sliced right through the defense and found his teammate. And nearly losing it. No, he is losing it. Tolliver picks it off. A Wild nearly got it to go. And tapped out, last touch by the Rams, as Tolliver picked up TJ Togarepi at three-quarters court and stole it. Went flying into the paint and could not make the layup. But great defense. And Altmix wants personnel change as Soley Walker checks back into the game, sending Reed back to the bench. And Coach Jordan will do the same and send Rico Booker in, but first we will have our TV timeout. Well, there was a point like this in the second quarter, Sky, where it felt like Quincy Notre Dame, they go on that 8-2 run in the second quarter. Felt like they were maybe going to finish that quarter strong and ultimately maybe finish the game strong. Manual responded to that and now have gone on a run of their own.
Basketball is a game where people are going to throw punches at you. Not literally, sometimes literally, but metaphorically. I'm a Pistons fan, so there's some punches thrown pretty much every game. But basketball is a game of runs. I keep saying it. It's a matter of, are you going to punch back? And so far, we have seen that on both sides. People have been down big, and they've came back. And right now, 35-25. I think this media timeout is actually really big for the Raiders. It can slow down the game and give them more time to game plan, work some things out in that huddle.
Coach Greg Altmix, just a slew of coaching experience before he came to Quincy Notre Dame. He knows what it's like to be down, against the odds, losing in big games. He also knows what it takes to come back in those big games. And
while we're here, I just want to mention, I love basketball. I woke up, I played basketball from 6 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. And what did I learn while I played pickup basketball and got my butt kicked is that team chemistry is so important. And I think that's what's gotten these two teams here. They're so close, they believe in each other, and they really trust their guys. But right now, 10-point deficit, Raiders have the ball. They've got to get some buckets to fall.
A total personnel change. Last year, I don't want to say Dietrich Richardson did everything for Manuel because that's absolutely not the case. He had plenty of help around him, but that team, Manuel, last year, a lot of it went through Richardson, and they finished 4th in state a year ago, losing the semifinal to Chicago Diet, and the 3rd place game to Christ the King, and a much-needed bucket for Quincy Notre Dame. It's solely Walker's first 2, cutting the lead to 8. Yeah, to my point, Manuel knows what being here is like. All these kids out there playing right now were here last year. They remember it. They remember the pain of that semifinal loss and then losing the 3rd place game. They're doing everything not to have that happen again. Well, out of bounds, last touch by the Raiders. And checking back in for the Raiders is big Robbie Reed. And he'll give Gavin Dolman a quick break. Humbles will inbound. Gives to Postlewaite. Postlewaite now to the leading scorer, Jaquan Brown, who's got 15. He blows right by everybody. And a pretty layup with the right hand. 17 now for the senior stud, Jaquan Brown. Baseline now. Raiders need to respond and do it quick, and they will. A strong take on the block from their senior stud, Jace Allensworth, who's got 12. And we'll have another timeout on the floor. Greg Altmix wants to make an adjustment.
Really important to get Allensworth going. He is the leading scorer of this team. I know we talk about how balanced they are. There's been 6 different guys on this team throughout the season that have ended up being the leading scorer for that game itself. But because it shows how balanced they are, everyone wants to feed each other. But right now, Allensworth, he's got to step up. He's got to be more aggressive.
So oftentimes coaches, especially those good coaches, they have their backs against the wall in a massive game, let alone a state championship game. Just look to the seniors. Don't even think about it. Just go look to your seniors, look to your leaders. Like, hey, pull these boys in, get them to start playing our type of basketball, get us back in this game. And that's what Allensworth is trying to do. He averaged 14.8 coming into this ball game, and he's almost there. He's got 12 to lead Quincy Notre Dame, the second leading scorer of both teams. And having some trouble inbounding the ball as it was tipped by the Raiders. Humbles will inbound now on the baseline. Full court press from Quincy. And again, they tap it out. They're really not allowing any passes or anything. Coach Marvin Jordan is flabbergasted on the sideline, barking out instructions clear across the court to his guys. Now Postlewaite's got it. That's a good guy to have the ball when you want to break the press. Being double-teamed by Togarepi and Allensworth. Now Humbles at half court gives to Tolliver, who will now slow it down. 37-29. Manuel, it's stolen away. Needs some help throwing it behind his head, and it's picked off by Tolliver. Allensworth had nowhere to go.
He had a lot more time, though. You got to be a little bit more patient.
37-29 Manuel. State championship on the line. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Manuel with the basketball. Drive and kick. Now they'll slow it down again. Humbles. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go now. Manuel in no rush. Up 37-29. Humbles into the paint. Nearly had it stolen from behind him. Somehow kept his hands on the ball. Now finds Brown up and under with 2 men on him. Doesn't matter. The lead back to 10 for Manuel. 39-29. Under 2 to go in the third quarter. Quincy Notre Dame has got to respond. Solely Walker now with Rico Booker on him. Corner three, way too strong, but the offensive rebound hauled in by Eftink. Now Togarepi threw it away. Manuel the other way, 2-on-1 with Tolliver and Postlewaite, who finishes with the right on the fast break. Postlewaite's got 4, Manuel's lead up to 12. Driving into the lane, we have a charge as Reed tried to go up on Tolliver. Tolliver sets his feet and forces the turnover.
I immediately, after that charge, looked over to the Peoria Manual bench. The praise from Marvin Jordan, he just screamed out of excitement. And he's going to call a quick timeout here, it appears. No, the refs ignored his timeout clause, but just the excitement from that team.
That's the 5'9" Taj Tolliver stepping right in front of the charging 6'5" Robbie Reed and taking the contact. Here's Rico Booker now, gives to Tolliver. Now near midcourt, here's Postlethwaite right in front of us. Postlethwaite gets through one. QND still in the high man switch everything defense. Humbles had a very solid all-around game. 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Humbles. Pass inside, and Postlethwaite got hit hard by Robbie Reed, who was coming out trying to get the ball. Seems like Manual wisely is going to hold on to this basketball.
And free throws are very important. Right now we have Postlethwaite at the line. I want to rewind right quick down to their first regional game against Tri-Valley. A game that they were almost upset. They almost lost. Postlethwaite scored the final 5 points for the Rams as he misses that free throw. But he scores the final 5 points all from the free throw line. So although he missed that one, he's the guy you want in situations like this. And
F. Tink back into the game for Quincy Notre Dame, and we'll see our first minutes from the 5'9" senior Percy Norris, who dons the number 3. Postlethwaite's second free throw as Manual into the bonus is good. Now driving hard, not wasting any time is Dolman. He goes right in, missed the contested layup. Postlethwaite the rebound, his third rebound, and Tolliver standing on the eye with 26 seconds left. Being double teamed now by Togarepi, and Dolman nearly threw it away, but Booker corrals it on the baseline. Has to find some help. Tolliver swings in to grab it from him. 14 seconds now. Tolliver clears it back out. Postlethwaite. 6 seconds now. Standing on the eye. Dolman on him. 4, 3, 2. Postlethwaite puts the head down, gets to the rim. It's swatted away by Allensworth, and a 3/4 court shot as well, short. The third quarter, all Peoria Manual, 42-29, and the Rams can taste their 6th state championship, but they got to get through the fourth quarter. We'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere. Last quarter coming up on Clutch Sports Media.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
Back here on Clutch Sports Media, Class 2A State Championship is entering the fourth quarter with Manual leading Quincy Notre Dame 42-29. In the State Farm Center, a Big Ten arena, huge arena, that has seen quite a few amazing basketball games. You know, there's a Peoria Manual to University of Illinois pipeline. You know, DeMonte Williams, who was on Coach Brad Underwood's teams, played 3-4 years, I believe 4 for the University of Illinois. He's a Peoria Manual graduate. His father, Frank Williams, was on that 04-05 Illinois team that lost the national title game, nearly went undefeated. So, I mean, you could even go further than that. Quentin Kitt for East Peoria, one of the best players in our coverage area, probably the best, is coming down I-74 to play for Illinois. There's a bit of a Peoria, Illinois pipeline. You know, as a Bradley student and a Champaign native, I love it. Sign me up for all that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stars that have played on this floor and have been in this arena, but I think one of the biggest and most underrated stars of them all is the Peoria Manual Ram. The mascot made its way into Champaign this afternoon.
Probably from head to toe the tallest mascot I think I've ever seen. Manual 6 state championships is a possibility. They have 5. They can get this one after these 8 minutes. Driving to the lane and finishing through contact was Jace Allensworth. They had 1. The senior trying to will his team back into this.
And the team motto this entire season for Quincy Notre Dame has been, it's not about me. But someone has to step up if they want to make this comeback. And Allensworth doing his best.
Entering for the Rams, number 10, Jaquan Brown.
Jaquan Brown back into the game for Peoria Manual, replacing Booker, who gets some instructions from Coach Marvin Jordan. And the free throw is good to convert the and one for Jace Allensworth, who's got 15 points. Full court press. Togarepi and FT working on Humbles, who finds Tolliver. Tolliver, as defense backs off, breaks the press. Probably going to be a whole lot of this in the fourth quarter. Passing around the perimeter, but having a lane to the basket and taking full advantage of it. Making me eat my words as Humbles, finishing at the rim.
Sit down. Be Humbles. What a take. What a finish from Joshua Humbles.
Humbles the second leading scorer for Emmanuel. He's got 9. Pick and roll. Dolman and 1. And ones are racking up like no one's business. Dolman, a pick and roll run to perfection, gets the hoop in the arm.
And this has been a really shooter-friendly rim in this 2A state title game. A lot of times in favor of Peoria Manual. But right now we're seeing a good roll and a good break for the Raiders and Dolman.
And Dolman will try to convert the and one as Allensworth did on the previous possession. No such luck on that one though. The lead stays at 10. 44-34 Manual, Postleway bringing the ball up, directing traffic, now Humbles. Here's Postleway, back to Humbles, standing on the IHSA logo on the edge of the I at midcourt. Guarded by Allensworth. Now Tolliver, no one picked him up off the screen. He'll take a wide open long two, missed it. Ship nearly had the rebound. Can't get it though, and there's gonna be a foul on Manual.
And Ship was staring. He was just standing by himself and staring at his 2 hands, wondering, how did I not corral that rebound? And what a funny response to not getting that rebound. And Raiders have the ball. Got to get a bucket here.
Could cut the lead to single digits again. 6 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Allensworth likes that matchup with Brown, everything but the finish. Togarepi is able to be there for the putback though and get fouled. Did not get the bucket, but he'll go to the free throw line for a chance at 2.
And the reason why free throws are so important is that when you're down in a game like this late, it stops the clock. You can get points. With the clock stopped, that's a coach's dream.
First free throw good from Togarepi.
Togarepi doesn't have a basket in this game, but has 3 points all from the free throw line.
Wouldn't mind getting him back there a couple more times, I would think, if you're Coach Altmix. Second one is good. It's a way to get points with the clock stopped. The lead is 8 for Peoria Manual. Tolliver at half court. F-Tink on him. It's been the matchup all game. Stopping and starting, trying to play keep away. Booker comes over to try to catch the pass, and now he'll launch cross court to Postleway. 6 minutes to go. Manual chewing the clock. Tolliver's got it again. And that's stolen away, picked out of there by Reed. Now F-Tink finds him, bodies hit the floor. F-Tink and 1. The third and one of this quarter for Quincy Notre Dame. That time it was Eftink.
Toderepi went down hard on that play, gets up. Looks like he might have taken a shot to the head, but he gives a thumbs up to Dre Daltnick, says, I'm good to go. And wow, another and one opportunity as they're going to check in with Toderepi. I think they're going to say he has to check out because he got hit in the head.
Yeah, I think you have to. I know in football it's a play. You have to go to the bench, if your helmet comes off. But
refs are making him check out, so
yeah,
it must be a rule
he
here, too.
He took a shot, and concussions are no joke. You may not feel like it hurts too bad right now, but there's also some adrenaline coming into play. So I think it's wise just to have him take a break just for a minute or so. So Sully Walker back into the game. The free throw is good for Quincy Notre Dame. The lead is cut down to 5. 44-39 Manual. Now pass to the paint. No one picked up Brown under the basket, but Allensworth comes over to swat it. Humbles corrals the rebound. Manual keeps possession. Allensworth blocks a shot. That was definitely going to be 2. Postleway into the paint. Hop, step, and a jump. And did he draw a foul? Yes, he did. Is it going to be on the floor?
I think it's going to be on the floor, but nearly a dream scenario, a really good block. And good news, folks, Toderepi coming back in, Sully Walker exiting the game, and good to see Toderepi is A-OK.
Foul was on the floor. It was on Allensworth, his third. Again, foul's not really a storyline or an issue for either side. Ball inbounded to Tolliver. 5 minutes, 20 seconds separate the Rams in a state title. They lead by 5, 44-39. And handing off to Postleway, calling a timeout, is Coach Marvin Jordan to slow his boys down. Both sides making a ton of noise. Manual but Quincy Notre Dame because they're trying to will this team into what would be a remarkable comeback and a state title. Peoria Manual wants their 6th state title. Quincy Notre Dame eyeing their 1st.
Really impressive from Quincy Notre Dame here in this quarter, getting it down to 5, 44-39, the deficit. After they were outscored 16-6 in the third, they're currently on a 7-0 run in the last minute and 59 seconds.
Team that is all really not too familiar with being on the losing side of things. Quincy Notre Dame, as he said, their record 32-1. Steamrolled basically everybody they've played. They got to figure out a way to claw back into it. All it takes is a couple stops and a couple buckets. They're only down 5. As we break the timeout, Humbles in front of his coach on the sideline will inbound the ball to Tolliver. At what point do you start fouling if you're Quincy Notre Dame? Postleway all the way in! Sliced right through 4 defenders and made the layup with the left. And the ball loose for a second. And ball now back to Quincy Notre Dame. Postlewaite's got 7 points and 4 rebounds. A great all-around performance again from Reggie Postlewaite, the 6'2 senior. Baseline. Allensworth got fouled, wanted the and one. He'll go back to the free throw line. Coach Marvin Jordan, not a big fan of the call.
Yeah, and going back to your question as Postleway rudely interrupted me with a easy bucket. That's a tough situation. I think you got to continue sending doubles. I think you got to be very aggressive on defense and hope maybe you get some calls that go your way as Allensworth, the Quincy University commit, knocks down the first free throw. But right now, I think you got to continue playing physical, stout defense, sending doubles, trying to confuse the Rams.
Anything to get the ball back, as the first free throw was good, second free throw was not. And we're going to have a foul on Quincy.
Foul on the Raiders, number 2, Bo Eftink, his second, team second.
Bo Eftink, the guilty party on that foul. 4:44 to go in the fourth quarter, 46-40. Fours are wild. Manual leads with the basketball. Quincy Notre Dame is going to full court press, of course. Inbound to Tolliver. I don't think you're in time here. You're in a foul territory yet. You're not in desperation mode yet. And there's travel on Humbles because stuff like that can happen, Sky. When the pressure's on, sometimes players make plays that they would never make. And Humbles, a rare mistake, travels. That's why you don't foul quite yet. You still got 4:37 to go. You just forced a turnover, and you could make this a one-possession game.
And speaking of pressure, it's not just the pressure being forced by Quincy Notre Dame. Look at this environment. You're playing for a state title game. That's pressure in and of itself.
On the campus of one of the biggest colleges in the entire country. Top of the key, Dolman. Risky pass inside to Reed, who now finds Bo Eftink, who's had a great fourth quarter. Pick and roll with Reed, who finishes through postal weight and falls back.
That's his first bucket. Really good for Robbie Reed, who's arguably the best defender on this Raiders team.
Certainly one of them got a couple of rebounds as well, and Postlethwaite couldn't inbound it, calls a timeout. Momentum swings back in the way of Quincy Notre Dame. 46-42, Manual leads it. But this is anyone's basketball game in the 2A state championship.
So far this quarter, I think Peoria Manual got a little too comfortable. I think they switched up their game. They switched up their offense a little bit, just trying to play some monkey in the middle at times. And it's a 4-point game. Like you said, this is anybody's game. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left. Quincy Notre Dame down by 4. But what I looked at when I saw that timeout called, looked over to the Rams bench, and they looked really calm still. That is hard to remain calm in situations like this, but it seems like they're doing so.
Coach Marvin Jordan in his 4th year with the Manual Rams, so the seniors on this team, freshman when he took over. He knows all these guys, what they can't do, what they won't do, which there's not much that they can't do, won't do. It's a phenomenal basketball team. He's got to reel them back in right now. Coach Jordan, a Peoria native, graduate of Peoria Manual, saying, hey, this is what we got to do. He's going to town on that clipboard. This is what we're going to do. This is what the rest of this game is going to look like, and we're going to walk out of here with our 6th state title victory. Rams, as I said many times, it would be their 6th state title, but it'd be their first since the 90s. From 1994 to 1997, they went on a 4-peat. 4 state championships in a row. They beat Carbondale, Harvey Thornton twice, and then West Aurora there, a historic mid-90s Peoria Manual team. Haven't won one since, though. Can do it here. They're up 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 46-42 is the score. Inbounding, running along the baseline, Humbles has to get rid of it and does, to Rico Booker getting some valuable minutes. Nearly lost it, now finds Humbles. Humbles gets out of there. It's to Postlethwaite. Humbles tries to step through the double team, he turned it over. That's back-to-back turnovers. Allensworth can't finish. And he got fouled.
I thought the possession was, it's so loud in here I couldn't hear the whistle. I thought we had back-to-back bunnies missed, but so far we haven't seen fouls be an issue, but we are seeing that in the 4th quarter. Chance for this to be a 1-possession game.
That's the 5th foul this quarter on Peoria Manual. Allensworth back to the free throw line. He misses the front end. He's got 16 points.
Something to keep an eye on. Humbles has 3 fouls, and so does Postlethwaite. Nobody has more than 3, however, so I don't think that will be an issue.
Sinks the second one. It's a 3-point game. Manual's got to calm down. They've turned it over back-to-back possessions. Almost turned it over again. Booker looks ahead to Brown, who's wide open. Rams disaster nearly struck again, but they break the press. Now they force a turnover. Tolliver steals it, and he finishes through the contact and one. What is going on, partner?
We just saw a game-defying 10 seconds. A quick 4-0 run from Manual. That's how you're responding. My, oh my, you can't let that happen if you're the Raiders, but what a dream scenario for Manual.
The free throw's good, just like that. We're back to an 8-point lead for Manual. They almost turn it over. Booker we have a whistle and a blocking foul on Manuel, but Quincy Notre Dame, Allensworth makes the free throw. They almost force a turnover. Booker comes out with it, looks ahead, and breaks the press with a beautiful pass down low to Brown. Made a wide open layup, and the ball stolen immediately off the inbound by the Rams, given back to Tolliver, who takes the contact and makes the layup and the free throw.
Dalton, this was a 3-point game less than 15 seconds ago. Unbelievable.
7-point game now as the blocking foul on Manuel sends Allensworth back to the free throw line. He hits the first. 51-44. Manuel leads. Allensworth hits the second free throw. Now 51-45, a 6-point lead. Slowly Walker back into the game for Quincy Notre Dame. Inbounding the ball for Manuel will be Humbles. When they break the press, they're fine. Running along the baseline, finding Tolliver. Now back to Humbles. Humbles up to Postlethwaite. Running along the sideline, does break the press. Postlethwaite could have taken it to the rack. Wisely steps out with Walker on him. Now Postlethwaite needs help. Throws it off the foot of Booker. Tap back out Tolliver. Baseline. Humbles takes it to the rim and makes the layup. Humbles has 11. The second Ram into double digits to put Manuel up 53-45. Timeout by Quincy Notre Dame with 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining.
Smart timeout because they had the ball on offense and their leading scorer, Allensworth, was checked out on the bench for defensive purposes. What a finish from Humbles. He went to his left side, kind of did I don't know how to describe that move. He kind of pump faked and then double clutched and finished, just avoiding the block and making the layup easier for him.
And that's just trust that Coach Jordan and the rest of the team has with the senior Joshua Humbles. You know, in that situation, you probably want to toss the ball out and chew some more clock off. But with the way the ball's bouncing around like a pinball, Humbles is like, you know what? I like this matchup I have one-on-one. Went to the rack, made the bucket for his 11th point. Again, Humbles 11. Brown's got 21 to lead all scorers. Postlethwaite 8 points. Postlethwaite 7 points, pardon me. And we're back underway. 3 minutes to go. Entry pass is swatted away as Dolman tried to make the layup. Brown was having none of it.
Surprisingly, just the second block from Manuel so far.
Inbounding is Togarepi. Finds a man inside. Guess who? Jace Allensworth on the low block. Gets the bucket. Now looking up ahead. Manuel breaks the press with Brown being double teamed. Finds Tolliver on the eye midcourt. 2:40 to go. Manuel leads by 6. Class 2A state championship nearly stolen away. Tolliver comes out with it though. Now on the baseline, Jaquan Brown. Tolliver again. Tolliver's got Allensworth on him. Again a near turnover. Humbles needs to find someone. Down low, Rico Booker, no one picked him up. And Booker makes the wide open lay-in.
Easiest bucket of the game so far.
Postlethwaite guarding F-Take, stolen away. Who else? Jaquan Brown, the layup on the other end. And Manuel's lead back up to 10. They can feel it. 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. State championship on the line. Here's Togarepi. Can't make the layup at the rebound. Putback is there for Reed and one. Reed was tripped as he went down. The ball goes in. Reed to the free throw line. A chance to make it a 7-point game again.
A lot has to happen in favor of the Raiders if they want to make this comeback. But they're playing such a good fourth quarter. They're battling their hearts out. And right now it's an 8-point game. But it still feels like it's anyone's game.
Certainly does. The free throw converted. 57-50 Manuel. 2 minutes to go. Humbles gives to Tolliver looking up ahead. It's tipped away. It's stolen away by Dolman. He finds F-Tink. F-Tink to Allensworth, who's going to launch a three. He's way short. Who wants to rebound? Bodies hit the floor, and we have a jump ball.
Oh, no, possession is favoring Manuel.
Huge jump ball that favors Manuel. Now, Quincy Notre Dame will probably try to force turnover. If they can't within 7 seconds, probably foul.
Quincy Notre Dame 1 for 7. That's 14% from the three-point line in this game.
57-50, Manual the lead. A minute and 41 away from a state championship. Ball inbounded near half court, looking up ahead, it's tipped away, stolen again! The 15th turnover of the game, 16th for Manual. Now Togarepi has a lane, he's swatted away by Postlethwaite. Every time it seems like, yeah, this is it. Quincy Notre Dame can't climb out of this hole. They force a huge turnover. That time, Manual has open men down the court. They're just forcing the passes. And it's tipped and stolen away every time. Allensworth, Dolman a big three, and he spits it! Bottoms from Gavin Dolman. A three from the March Madness logo. Postlethwaite now the other way. Missed the layup, and Dolman has the rebound. Nearly stolen away. Eftink comes out with it. Allensworth gives to Togarepi. Raiders trailing by 4. A minute left. Low block. Eftink almost turned it over. Does turn it over, but Postlethwaite stepped.
Oh my gosh.
Postlethwaite stepped on the free throw line, or on the out of bounds line, pardon me. So the Raiders are going to have the ball back and a chance to make it a 2 or a 1 point game.
Dalton, one of my favorite phrases in sports and in life in general, never say die. And the Raiders are having that mentality. Down 4.
It's dang hard to beat a team that doesn't give up, Sky Gillespie. What a game. Timeout called before the inbound by Quincy Notre Dame, and Coach Altmix will have 2 timeouts remaining. His Raiders trail by 4 with a minute left and the basketball.
Doesn't it feel like everyone, you're right, doesn't it feel like
Take a
everyone at State Farm Center right now is holding their breaths? There's a minute and 2 seconds left. And I don't think anyone in here knows who's going to walk away with this win. It's been, at times, Manual has owned this game, but like I said, Quincy Notre Dame never giving up. It's unbelievable.
It was an 11-point game about 5 minutes ago. And Matt, pardon me, I think it was a 12-point game. I remember it being 41-29 at one point in favor of Manual, of course.
Quincy Notre Dame's 6-0 run has hit 6 of their last 7 field goal attempts as well, cutting this lead down just to 4, and they do have the ball on the baseline. They still have 1 timeout remaining for the remainder of this game, but we just saw right there, entering the ball in from the baseline against this really lengthy Manual Rams team, it's very difficult.
It's been the and once. It's been finishing through
it really has.
The hard contact for Quincy Notre Dame. I mean, in this quarter alone, we've seen an and one from Eftink. Allensworth has had at least one. Dolman and Reed all have one to get them back into this. You don't just have to bomb threes to come back. Ball inbounded now. Eftink, a minute left. Raiders down 4 in the Class 2A state championship from Champaign. Entry pass to Allensworth. Finds Eftink open for 3, air ball. And the ball hits the baseline. It will go back to the Rams.
The biggest thing right there is a double was sent when Jace Allensworth had the ball in the post. And if you're the Rams, let anyone else beat you except Allensworth, and that's what they did right there.
1 timeout remains for both sides. And turnover, it is turnover. Raiders force another one. Pass low block. Here's Reed, and 1! Robbie Reed, and 1! If he hits this free throw, it's a 1-point game. Ship committed the foul after another Rams turnover. Their 17th turnover of the game. Quincy Notre Dame's got 16. Robbie Reed, the 6'5 center, misses the free throw, but it's last touched by Manual, and Quincy Notre Dame's gonna get the basketball back. Postlethwaite rose up for the rebound and couldn't corral it. So a chance to tie or take the lead. 39 seconds remain. Ball under the basket. Here's a corner 3. Eftink missed it. And that one also last touched by Manual.
This is unbelievable. 8-0 run currently for Quincy Notre Dame, and then 3 turnovers in the last 1 minute and 30 seconds for Manual. You gotta slow yourselves down, but like I talked about earlier, it's so hard to do.
Neither Ship or Postlethwaite could get the rebound. Reed, drive and kick. Dolman for 3, too strong, and Taj Tolliver gets the long rebound and is fouled. Smart play by Quincy Notre Dame, fouling immediately.
Still one foul to give until free throws.
That's exactly right, and it'll be 1-1.
It'll be the double bonus.
That's right, yeah, that's right. It'll be double bonus as I look down at my stat sheet. Good call. Manuel's been great from the free throw line. Only 6 free throws, but they made 4 of them.
21 free throw attempts for Quincy Notre Dame.
Huge discrepancy there. I'd say way more than half of them have had to come in this second half. Maybe just single out the fourth quarter. 30 seconds left on the clock. Manuel leads by 2 in the Class 2A state championship. Manuel's got the basketball. Postlethwaite will inbound. Humbles sets a screen for Tolliver. Now Humbles grabs the basketball and almost finds Tolliver. Got to get it across half court. Postlethwaite gets it back to Humbles. 20 seconds left. The Raiders have to foul, and they do. Reed comes out and grabs Humbles.
Well, they did the hard part. They got the ball across half court, which is something that they've struggled to do with this length of the Raiders. Right now, they're 4 for 6 from the free throw line. This game is going to be decided at the line.
Humbles, the senior, takes a deep breath and hits a huge free throw.
You want your seniors at the line. This is
exactly what I was about to say. This is the win you want. Humbles, the second one is in the air, and it's in the hoop. 2-possession game now, 59-55 Rams. Picked off by Humbles. Humbles steals it. There's been over 30 turnovers in this game. None more critical than that one. As Humbles stepped in and stole the basketball and will go back to the free throw line with the Rams up by 4 and 15 seconds left in the game. State championship on the line. Humbles misses the first.
leaving the door open.
Certainly hope remains for the Raiders, but it's going to be a free throw in possession game the rest of the way. Humbles hits the second. 60-55 Manuel. 12 seconds remain. Now 11, 10, swung into the corner. A three-pointer is no good from Walker. Tapped out and grabbed by Ship. No one's back to stop him. He is not tripped. There's no foul called. He tripped over himself.
He was tripped, yes, by his own self, but
it's not going to matter.
Who cares?
0.4 seconds left. Manuel up by 5. Listen to this crowd. The ball just needs to be inbounded. And the Manuel Rams will head back to the 309 and party like it's the 90s. State champions for the 6th time.
The road to 6 was not easy, but my oh my, what a masterclass. You couldn't have scripted this one better. What a game. What an insane back and forth, crazy fourth quarter. I mean, wow, props to Quincy Notre Dame. 32-2 on the season. An incredible, remarkable season. But Peoria Manuel, the state champs, they've done it.
60-55 your final score. We'll be back after a short break to recap all of that madness. Don't go anywhere on Clutch Sports Media.
Game day in my house is everything. I get out of class, I grab my gear, and get to the game because I can't wait. And my dad, he does the same thing. He's an official here in Illinois. He makes the tough calls, stays cool under pressure, and knows ball like nobody else. I want to be just like him. You can too. Sign up at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back inside the State Farm Center, where the Class 2A state championship belongs to the Peoria Manuel Rams. A wild game, a game of the year candidate that culminated in a 60-55 victory for Coach Marvin Jordan's Rams. The 4th place last year, come back to State Farm Center and say losing was not very fun. We're going to win it this time, and that's exactly what they did. 2 incredibly close games in their state semifinal over Tolono Unity, and then here just moments ago, finishing off a phenomenal game over Quincy Notre Dame. And let's start with Manuel. First of all, what an incredible game. Incredible performances as from Jaquan Brown, from Humbles down the stretch there in that game. Ship, even though he didn't light up the scoring column or the stat sheet, had some key rebounds. Tolliver, being cool, calm, collected, directing traffic the entire game. Postlethwaite was there whenever they needed a huge bucket. It all came together, poetry in motion, and it got the Rams the state title.
The beauty of basketball. Deflation on one side, and then elation on the other side. The Rams are dancing, like you said, like it's the 90s. And huge shout out to Taj Tolliver. 8 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. What a stat sheet stuffer. And then going back to Jaquan Brown, shot 11 for 14. His imprints were all over this game, and you can just tell he wanted it more.
Jaquan Brown finishes the game leading all scorers with 23 points. He was followed by Joshua Humbles in that huge fourth quarter. Ship finishes with 4, Postlethwaite finishes with 7, and Tolliver 8 points, including one of the biggest plays of the game, that and one off of that, one of the steals. I know that doesn't exactly narrow it down, as that was a common pattern, a steal and then an and one throughout that fourth quarter. But Quincy Notre Dame had a chance to tie or take the lead, and they forced turnover. Tolliver, as you said, didn't light up the stat sheet, just as Jamel Ship. Does not matter. State champs. And on the flip side, some great performances from Quincy Notre Dame as well, but it all ran through Jace Allensworth as the senior in his final game tried to will his boys to victory. He had 21 points. Second leading scorer for the Raiders was Gavin Dolman, and then 7 points for Big Robbie Reed, 4 for Togarepi, and 7 for FT. Quincy Notre Dame 2 for 12 from 3-point. Manuel only shot 5 3-pointers and made one of them. But again, back to Quincy Notre Dame, what did you like out of the Raiders in this game? I know this isn't where they wanted to be, 32-1. They wanted to lift that trophy. Of course they did. But what did you like out of that team?
They are such a resilient bunch. They were not used to being down. They honestly walked through a lot of their opponents. They only lost once, and as we mentioned, it wasn't even against a team from the state of Illinois. So this is their first loss against a team from Illinois, but they never quit. I'm so impressed by Quincy Notre Dame. This is my fourth time actually seeing them play this year. And wow, what a response. Last year, didn't even win a regional title. This year, they're the second best team in 2A. Don't hang your head, kids. I mean, what a season. Nothing to be sad about.
It started a deadlocked. It was 15-15 at the end of the first quarter, and then felt like it was Quincy Notre Dame's game to lose. They go on an 8-2 run, start hitting their shots inside, moving the ball really well, taking care of the basketball, as turnovers was the biggest stat line this game. 17 turnovers for Manuel and 16 for Quincy Notre Dame. But as I said, that 8-2 run felt like this might be QND's day. Manuel responds with a 9-0 run, taking them into the halftime locker room with a 3-point lead. And come out in the second half, still kind of deadlocked. Manuel then goes on a huge run to take their biggest lead at 12. The fourth quarter, the Raiders defense locks in, forces turnover after turnover. They get and one after and one on the offensive side of the ball, hit their free throws, get it back within 2 after trailing by 12 in the fourth quarter. They get it back within 2. Fortunately, couldn't take care of the ball in those last couple critical possessions, and it was too little, too late. Manuel Rams win state. What a day, what a game. Just incredible stuff here from Champaign State Farm Center. Final thoughts, Sky Gillespie, as we wrap things up here from the sidelines.
Basketball is a beautiful sport. Tears on one end, cheers on the other end. It's March, baby. Peoria Manuel, they're state champs.
America's original March Madness doesn't get much better for any fan of basketball, but that will do things for us. From the State Farm Center in Champaign, once more, Manuel is your state champions for the 6th time, defeating Quincy Notre Dame 60-55. I'm Dalton Carmine. He's Sky Gillespie saying so long from the CU.